Hey, happy Friday. So today is member spotlight interview day, and I'm going to be having Tanya joining me live here in just a bit, and she's going to be sharing a little bit about her journey working with us so far. She has been killing the game in my program for about a year and a half, I believe. She went through all of the phases. She went through a body recomp phase, through a fat loss phase, very successful fat loss phase. She got like six pack last summer. Then she did the reverse diet, stayed in maintenance for a bit. Then she just finished a build. She's strong. She's stronger than me. She's so strong. She looks amazing. She is an amazing person to work with. And she's now on her second cut now after the build. And we're going to chat a little bit about how that journey has been for her so far, going through different phases and how does that look like. She just requested to join here, so we'll accept. It takes a little bit. There you go.
Hi,
Hello.
how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. This is my first live, so this is fun.
Welcome. I know it's kind of weird when the screen splits up.
Yeah, I feel like it's super zoomed into my face.
Yeah, we kind of need to adjust it here. How's it going, Tanya? Thanks for joining.
Good. Yeah, of course. It's Friday, so it's pretty slow today, and it's a long weekend.
Yeah,
So
right. That's
yeah,
right. Any plans for the long weekend?
just hang out, work out.
There you go.
No specific plans, but maybe get out into the sun. It's nice here.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice, awesome. So why don't you start telling a little bit about yourself, introducing yourself, who you are, what do you do, where are you from?
Yeah.
Just let's start there.
So my name is Tanya. I live in Ashburn, Virginia, Northern Virginia area, so about very close to DC. I work from home and I work in government contracting, so I'm a business analyst. And I have been married for 2.5 years. So I got married during COVID. That was fun. And yeah, I love working out. I love being fit. I love doing active things. And that's pretty much it.
Awesome, awesome. And where what where were you in your journey when you reached out to me? Because I think we started working together end of 2021. Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds about
end of
right.
2021, like it was December
Yeah,
2021. So where were you in your journey? Share a little bit about where.
sure. So I had been weightlifting already for, I want to say 5+ years, like since I was, dating my husband. And he introduced weightlifting to me. I was already into sports and stuff, but I just never really lifted. Um, and I would say I was consistent enough, maybe not as consistent as I am now, but I never saw results. I could see that I was getting stronger, but I didn't see the results physically.
Mhm.
And my husband then got a coach, I think the summer prior to me joining your program. And I was just observing, watching him, noticing like how he was tracking his macros. And I found it really interesting. And then obviously it influenced me to look for a coach. And I wanted to reach out and find someone that could maybe guide me to meet my results or meet my goals. So I felt stuck for a while. I just felt like I'm doing I'm working out and I thought I was eating healthy
Mhm.
or, eating right, but you never really hold yourself accountable until you see everything.
Yeah.
So that's when I wanted to make the move of finding a coach and changing finding someone else to help me because clearly what I was doing didn't help see my results.
Mhm. And what made you reach out to me at that point in time?
Yeah, so I was actually researching on Instagram. Um, and, I had followed already some influencers that were coaches. but I was learning about body recomposition at that time. And so when I just searched body recomp, your profile came up and your bio was so straightforward. You were just like, here to help women with body recomposition.
Yeah.
And so I, reached out to you to see what you were all about. I wanted a female coach for sure, because I felt more comfortable working with a female. I felt like a female would understand the female body, of course. So I wanted to pick your brain, consult with you, and get an idea of your program. So that's honestly, like, you were pretty straightforward with what you're promoting, I guess, with your, program and whatnot. So
I don't say one thing on the internet and do another thing in the
yeah. And I will say, like, I did talk to one person before I found you, and I didn't even get to talk to the coach. I talked to like their helpers, and I was like, okay, that's nice, but I just felt like I was a number to them. And I never felt that with you when we spoke the first time. I felt like you were genuinely invested, and you had a program, I guess, customized for everyone, and you wanted to talk about that. So I really appreciated that about you.
Nice. And well, I guess you just answered my next question, because I was going to ask, what do you think is the biggest difference between what we do to all of the other programs out there?
Well, I never worked with the coach before, but I did some apps, like that, they tell you what to do, work out at the gym, and then they tell you, okay, you should eat this sandwich. Or like, here's a meal that you can make. But it's easy to not follow that. It just doesn't motivate you. You could easily skip it. I probably didn't like the workouts. So I really did a lot of those influencer apps.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it helps some people, but I just felt like it really didn't do much. I was doing a lot of HIIT workouts. So that wasn't fun. And then I just didn't know anything about nutrition. So I needed some guidance there. So that's where I think you came in play, where you could provide the knowledge of how to eat to meet your goals, how to fuel your body, but also how to have a constructive workout and not just do random things. Sometimes I would go to the gym, I didn't know what to do. And I only wanted to do legs. I never wanted to do upper body. So you really taught me more about prioritizing all body parts, all areas of your body, not just your lower body.
And you're killing it on the upper body. Oh my gosh. What can you do now?
Well, now I don't know. I probably could do like a couple, but it's, it's not.
Yeah. Because there was a point that you were doing like, I don't know, 10 or
yeah,
some
when
more.
I was my leanest.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We're heading that way again.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Nice. And what would you say is your biggest win so far, or the biggest aha moment for you since, like, for the past year and a half that we've been together?
I would say the routine and consistency, which I never really thought too much about going into the program, because I thought I was going into this trying to meet my goals physically. I was like, yeah, I'm going to get into shape. This is going to be great. But then as I went through your program, I realized, like, this is fun. I really enjoy having a structured life. I enjoy knowing what I'm going to eat, knowing what to not necessarily restrict myself, but just control myself. I liked knowing what I was working out, and like, I just really liked the way I was leading life at that point. And I guess that was like the biggest gain out of this. So yeah, I would say just consistency and routine. That's my favorite thing that's come out of it, actually.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And how, because you've traveled quite a bit,
Yeah.
and you've had some social events and things like that. And I remember that we talked in the beginning that was something that you were, you wanted to be able to balance with your fitness. How has that been for you? Like, having that structure, that routine, but at the same time being able to enjoy your social life and traveling in general. How has that been for you?
So I think that was one of the main concerns when we talked first. I was like, I have friends and family, and I don't want to give that up. But I always felt like I had to. But that has been actually really easy to work around. I thought that was like actually one of my biggest concerns. Like, how am I going to be able to enjoy all these events and personal time but still meet my goals, still work out. And that hasn't been an issue at all. I just have to customize my day. I have to make sure that I'm eating right earlier on so that I can account for whatever I'm eating later in the day, or make sure I get my workouts in, or just, adjust my week, and it hasn't impacted my progress or goals.
And
So
that's and that comes the planning, and that comes the the little bit of effort that you put in up front in order to do those things, right?
and that's something that your program had taught me a lot about, is just plan a little bit ahead of time, and you don't have to be super
Yes.
detailed about it, but get an idea ahead of time. Even when we go out to eat, I'll look up the menu and see, like, what is something that can fit into my macros, or if I want to try something a little bit heavier, I guess, if you would want to call it, let me account for my calories earlier on in the day. So your mindset really helped to work around all these social events.
Yeah. And I think that over time you learn not to be as perfectionist about it as well, and that's one of the things that you that helps you being consistent, right? Not like just being worried about the tiny little details, or being so perfect all the time. And the consistency, and that's something that I've always admired about you, like looking at your work ethic in general, going through all of the phases that we've gone through together, because I feel like some people, they get, they crush a fat loss phase, because it's when you start, seeing the definition, and you get leaner, and the clothes fit better, and all of that. But then during a build, for example, where you're eating more and clothes are a bit tight, and it can be a mind fuck, right? And you don't see week over week the results of your work. Let's put it that way. It takes more time. And I've always noticed that you've been consistent throughout all of the phases. Why do you think that is? What do you think keeps you motivated? But not motivated is not the word, but like in the process, what keeps you?
That's a good question. I guess knowing when I was researching about body recomp, I tried to make sure I understood that there are phases that you're gonna love, and there are gonna be phases that you're gonna have to adjust. You're just gonna, it's not gonna be. I will be transparent. Like the bulking or gaining season, it was playing with my mind a little bit, because I had been so lean in the summer, and then I had to gain weight, and my clothes weren't fitting the same way. And it's just, it is what it is. We want to look our best all the time. But I knew that this isn't forever. I've cut before. I've lost weight before. It's not like a, forever thing. I think what also helps me be motivated is just having a partner also who is in that journey. When you have someone to do it with you, you feel like you keep each other accountable and on track. So I'm very lucky and thankful that my husband also has a coach. He's also very much into weightlifting and fitness. So he keeps me, I think we both keep each other motivated. We just keep reminding each other, like, this isn't the end. Our bodies are supposed to change. This is a journey, and this is the fun part. We get to mold it to what we want. So I remind myself, like, this is not the end all be all. So yeah. That's how I guess I keep myself going.
Love it. Yeah. I know the build phase is not easy.
It's also hard. Like, I've actually found it the most challenging to eat that much. I thought it was gonna be fun, and it was, but there are days where you just feel so full.
Yeah, I know. And I have other girls in the same phase as well, and the mental battle is the hardest part, because you're working hard and everything else is like fun in the gym, but there's the other components of, okay, do I really need to eat this much? And the fear of gaining weight. Speaking of that, you've lost what, 20 pounds when we went through the first cut last summer.
So
yeah, we didn't expect to lose that
much.
No,
I thought I was gonna lose 5 to 10.
Yeah, you got shredded. And then we reversed diet, started to build, and then you came back up to pretty much the same weight that you were in the beginning, but a complete different body composition,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you look totally different. How was it for you to deal with the scale going up? Because this is something that a lot of women struggle with,
Yeah.
going through the phases.
So I will say it wasn't as bad, but there were moments where I felt like, oh, I'm not my tightest or leanest, or like these clothes don't fit me the way they used to. But I also noticed that I was filling out in a way that I actually appreciated. You know, I always knew that I had more of an athletic shape. Like I'm not a very, I guess, curvy woman or anything, but I also was able to meet those goals where I wanted to build in certain parts of my body. So knowing that I gained my weight all the way back to where I started, but I still looked lean. I still looked the same. And the funny thing is like this is a funny, I guess, story, but my mother-in-law she's seen me when I first started the journey, and then she's seen me now, but she thinks that like I'm skinnier than my first time around. I'm like, I'm the same weight. I'm actually back to the same weight, but it's just, we worked to body recomp, right? We worked to change up how the body sits and places itself. So it was a bit of a mind game, but I also appreciated the journey of it because it wasn't the same as where I started. I didn't necessarily go back to where I started. I just found it was a different path, I guess.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't know. I would just recommend girls to just stay motivated. It's not the end.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the end. And the phases are important exactly for that aspect, for you to be able to change truly what's revealed in a fat loss, right? Because you got your leanness last year. We revealed what you had in terms of muscle. Now we're going through it again. Let's see what we've built. Then we'll go again, build it up again, until you're like, okay, I'm happy, I'm satisfied. Let's just cruise through life, or whatever the case may be. But you build, and then reveal what you have. And that's what many women don't understand. They think that just losing the weight will give them the shape, when that's not the reality of it. And because one thing that's funny about you and your journey is that, like, I have a whole gang, Tanya's gang in the program.
That wasn't intended, I swear.
And I love it. Obviously, all of your friends and became really good, members of the community and all of that. So I appreciate that so much. What would you say before you signed up? Okay, so before you signed up, December 2021, whatever, you typed in body recomposition, I showed up. Mm-hmm. What was your biggest hesitation, if anything, like signing up?
I mean, I'm going to be honest, financial reasons, because it is,
It's
a big, I guess, purchase, if you want to call it that. Yeah. Like I had to think about it. But then I always thought about, we spend money on so many other things that are, I guess, not beneficial to our day-to-day, routine. And then I broke it out by months just to see how this would impact me.
Yeah.
But I think part of that was financially, and then also just knowing that, is this going to give me what I am expecting? Like, I'm going to spend all this money. Am I going to see the results I want to see? Also, it's just a big unknown. I've never had a coach before. I've never had a physical trainer. I just didn't know what to expect. So I didn't. And then also, you're just taking a leap of faith with someone that you just met. So that was my hesitation. But I mean, I'm glad I took the risk and made the change, just went along with the program. But that was my hesitation, I think. And then I wasn't afraid of changing my routine. I wasn't afraid of, changing my way of life, of eating, of the personal, events and stuff. That wasn't much of an issue for me. I think it was just knowing if this financial purchase will benefit me at the end.
Yeah,
pretty much.
That's a very valid point. And that's important too, because you weren't afraid of doing the work, right? You weren't expecting it to be like a magic pill that would give you the results like magically. But at the same time, you wanted to see the ROI. So that's fair enough, right? Especially from someone off the internet that you just, found online. And what would you say to someone who, might be watching and might be like, ooh, I kind of want it, but I'm not sure. Or money is something that, I don't know if it's worth the investment, whatever. What would you say for somebody who is on the fence or like kind of hesitant to jump in?
I guess I would use my own experience. Like for me, if you are financially capable, if that isn't necessarily the true blocker, then give it a trial run, because I think that's what I did. I didn't, and I'm not saying don't sign up for a year, but if you want to test the waters, sign up for 6 months and then see how it goes. And then know that it doesn't take 3 months to see results. I think everybody needs to understand that you can't have a quick fix. You can't expect to see physical change unless you're a celebrity and you're paying for a trainer 24/7. But if you're a normal person living your day-to-day life, expect 6 months, to see changes. 3 months is not going to do anything. So I would say look at it as a trial run if you're hesitant, and go for 6 months at least. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I stopped hearing you at the, I think when you're a regular person, when you have a normal life.
Yeah, just know that you can't see results within 3 months. You might see some changes on the scale, but physically, I think you'll start seeing those maybe month 4, month 5, month 6. You have to invest time, so that needs to be something that the person needs to understand up front. Yeah. But if you're hesitant, just take it day by day and try 6 months out. And then when you see the results, because you're amazing, sign up for a year.
That's what you did, right? Yeah, you did sign up for 6 months at first. Yeah, that's right. And then you renew for a year. And then, I don't know, I think we have
and it was an addiction at that point. I was just like, I want to keep going. I want to see what else we can do together. I mean, I think people will realize when they see the progress with your program, they're going to want to continue. But I'm also, like, doing a year also doesn't hurt,
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome, Tanya. I think we've covered it all. Is there anything else that you'd like to share about your journey, your experience, your anything that you want to tell other people, because you've been inspiring so many of your friends, like of your circle? Is there anything else that you wanted to share?
I mean, I guess like look at this as a fun side activity, like for anyone who wants to get into getting a coach. Like for me, I look at it as like an extracurricular activity. I think this is fun. It keeps my life going in the sense that I have something to do after work. I'm following all these fun goals, even though they're so small, like drinking water, taking your vitamins, getting your steps in. I enjoy it. So I think other people would enjoy it too. And I just highly recommend your program because you're so organized too. I think that's one thing that comes with your package is that you give all the information up front and you organize it in a way that is so easy to digest and apply it to your life. I think anyone who's hesitant should just take the leap and, at least try it out with you for 6 months and see how it is.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's awesome. That was awesome. It was awesome chatting with you. And just, for everyone watching, Tanya is the hardest worker in the room.
Oh, no.
So she puts in the work. She's getting the results, but she's putting in the work. She's just, following the guidance. But she does the work. She lifts the weight. She does the cooking and she follows the macros. I don't do that work for her. So all the results that she's been getting and how she's been feeling and all the transformation she went through, it was all you. It was all your work and your dedication to the process, which is something very important that you brought up. Enjoy the process, like fall in love with doing the things instead of just expecting the outcome and focusing on the outcome at the end goal.
Yeah.
Because it becomes more fun and it becomes more sustainable long term.
Yeah, and to that last point here is don't look at it as, again, a short-term journey. Try to approach this as this is something that you want to, even after they, I guess, end the program with you, take this on forever, like continue on with this with your life. You know, these are healthy habits. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. Awesome, Tanya. Thank you so much for joining me here. It was amazing chatting with you and seeing you today. Go enjoy this beautiful day. It's probably a beautiful day there too, because here it is too.
Yeah.
Enjoy your long weekend.
Thanks. It was good talking with you.
Awesome. Take care. Bye.